Really? Okay, it works.
It works.
All right, so we are back with another indie takeover. Thank you guys for hanging in there. I know it's been a month or so. Life has just been crazy, and we are back. We got Daniel back. We have Jared from Frost Comics, and hopefully a little later, HeroDarkyDark will be able to grace us with his presence for Relentlessly Bullied 2. So yeah, welcome back, Daniel, and welcome, Jared. I'm really excited to have you both on here. You guys are really fun to talk to, especially when I listen to you in other streams. Always entertaining. So what is going on, Daniel? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. A little tired, but it's been a good weekend, just before the holidays go crazy.
Yes, I'm starting to feel that. I'm like, oh, I have only
we all
5
are,
days.
especially us creators, because it's creating and family obligations and holiday preparations, and it gets wild.
Yeah, I'm already like, all right, fam, you are getting your Christmas gifts a little late because I forgot there was a shipping deadline. So we're doing New Year's gifts this year.
Yeah, it's rough.
Oh my gosh. So
But you do your best, right?
Yes, that is true. Oh yeah.
Nothing like a Christmas gift for Valentine's Day, I always say.
Oh God, I hope I don't wait that long.
Depends on where it's coming from.
Oh, that's true. I mean, you never know. It might show up then. Oh, we actually just had HeroDarkyDark show up. Yay!
Hey,
nice.
Hey, HeroDarkyDark, we just started. I'm glad you could make it. Welcome.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Time zone, so I thought by 6 it was an hour later for me. So.
No, you're totally fine.
I guess I believe you. On the other hand, you could be like that ally in wrestling.
You're cutting out there a little bit, Jared.
No,
yeah, sorry about that. I'm just about to head out to my setup.
Oh, no worries. No worries. We'll get you when you're ready. All right. So Daniel, tell us what projects you're working on right now, because you have a lot, and I know you've been working on some new stuff, including Just a Die Book 2 and potentially Book 3.
2's done. So is the audiobook. They're both live.
Oh, nice.
I am working on Book 3. So these are the novels, not the comics. I'm working on the 3rd comic book for the 1st book adaptation.
Oh, nice. Okay.
As my artist. So yeah, lots of moving parts in the same world, which is interesting because I've got the Just a Die book that's been out for a while now. The audiobook's been out for about 3 months. And then we're almost finished the 3rd comic issue based on that. But I also have the 2nd novel in the Angel War arc, which is a trilogy. The 3rd novel is almost finished. I'm just doing final drafting and revisions on it. And 2nd audiobook was completed as well for Just a Die 2, the novel. And plus I put out in October a modern take on classic horrors with Era the Dragon. It's a vampire novel. And
sweet. I've been eyeing that because I'm a vampire fan. I'm like,
vampires. Love to hear your thoughts on it if you do pick it up, because everybody that has read it so far has just been so supportive and amazed by it, because I've never done first person before as far as a writing narrative, and this was my first attempt at it publicly. I've done drafts that made it into the trash can, but never actually published a first person novel before. And then of course that little blue book there on the left of the list is the most recent thing that we finished. Me and a couple of other people put together this is going to be a children's book series of Catholic saints. Might be some saints that you didn't even know existed, but it's going to tell their stories canonically, biblically and historically, in both a text format with comic strips that are in the chibi format that you see on the cover there,
which I like.
So follow the story along, so you can sit down with your kids if you're so inclined, and
Mhm.
read the story with them, and they can follow along with it by looking at the pictures. It seemed like a no-brainer when we came up with the idea.
I think I like that idea. I like that's going to be a series about saints because when I went to Catholic school and we had to do a confirmation name and everything, I was like, I'm not doing Saint Mary. Every girl is doing Saint Mary. I am going to look through all these saints and I'm going to pick one. It's just
And there are
there's
so
so
many of
many. Yeah, and they
Mhm.
have really interesting like backstories and how they got there, and it was just like just a rabbit hole I went down. I was like, this isn't easy. Why is it easy for everybody else? But this is
Yeah.
Fear of the Dragon. Let me
Mhm.
put this in the chat as well. And I apologize if I'm a little slow because Restream changed their UI a little bit.
No worries.
Come on.
Yeah,
Won't let
and
me
other
start.
than that, I mean, I'm redoing the Tales of Halcyon, which you can see in the list there, as well as one large compendium book called The Tales of Halcyon Reforged. Those are my first novels, and in their current form, they are not great, but they're a cool story. So applying everything that I've learned over the years, I'm going to spruce them up and put them back out in one big book with
Oh, nice.
some cool illustrations to go along.
Very cool. Let me click. I'm trying to get Restream won't let me put a link in. I think YouTube is blocking my link. Because
rude.
why? I don't
Oh,
know.
it's fine. It's very easy.
Sorry.
My name is right
I'm-
there on the screen.
Well, that is
Daniel
true.
Ryan. Yeah.
You have a very memorable name. So there's that.
Yep.
But let me
And
click on this too.
other than that, I'm doing a redesign and retool of my Whimsyland website, which for those who don't know, I am a professional editor and book formatter, developmental coach, writing coach, and it was all done through Whimsyland, but we had a really horribly corrupted database that nuked the site. So I thought, well, time to change it up. So in early 2025, I'm hoping by the end of January, the new Whimsyland website will be up, much more streamlined and user friendly, so that I can get things back on track. But
Which I'm excited
anybody
for.
in the creator sphere that is interested in working with me or getting my help on a project can find me on the Twix at Mr. DP Riley.
Nice. Which is also really cool because every time I hear someone, I need an editor, where do I start? And like I try to direct them to you because you have
I
a lot of
appreciate it.
clients and
Over
you
100 now.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Congrats.
Yes.
And I think what I
Crossed
like
that
about it
threshold
too.
last month.
Yay. I
Congrats.
like what I like about it too is you come off as someone who works with your client, not I'm going to tell you what's like the best option. You're working with them.
Yep.
So.
I still tell people when they're doing something abjectly wrong, no.
Oh,
But it's up to them if they take that advice or not. But when it comes to the problem solving side of that, because there's two sides to it. There's always the, hey, that's wrong. Then there's the problem solving. How do we make it right?
mhm.
That's the important part. And that's what I tend to focus on.
And that's perfect. All right. So just so everyone's aware, I do see your comments in the actual YouTube chat, but Restream doesn't want to show them for me. So we can see your comments. I just can't respond directly. But John A. Douglas does say, you're a professional ball breaker. And to ask you how you know.
Yeah.
That's good.
John gave me a little bit of a rush job when I was helping him with the Black Crown.
Uh-oh. Wait until
It's not the worst.
minute.
I did an entire editing, proofing, and developmental run in 1 week for a client.
That's a lot.
And it's literally the only thing that I did every single day for 7 days.
Wow.
That's a lot. I mad respect to that though. That's a lot of work. But the fact you're able to do it, like that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it shows you're dedicated. You know, you didn't just tell someone no. You said it'll be suffering, but we're gonna do it.
And that book became the flagship book as far as sales for a series.
Oh, nice. Yay. I'm hitting my chords here. I'm looking at your books too. All right, so these are the actual books, not the comics, which is awesome because I know you started off with the novels.
Yep.
And then, so the audiobooks are in these listings, is that correct?
The audiobooks, yeah,
Oh,
they should
okay,
be
okay.
attached to each of the sales pages, but you can find them on Audible if you go on their app. The comic books are only running through Global Comics and Fund My Comic right now,
Gotcha.
but I'm working on getting them into other avenues.
Let me put that link tree in there so that way people can get your Whimsy Land site at least bookmarked for when it goes live. And then your Fund My Comic link, Amazon books, perfect stuff. Awesome. Yep. All right, so let's see here. All right. I have been looking at these. I am so behind on everything. So we have Just I Comic 3 you said coming out, which is still part of book 1, and then book 3 of the novel itself.
Yep.
Sweet. So are we going to be able to expect a book 4?
I will be finishing this first comic book run of the first book adaptation and then kind of evaluating from there.
Gotcha. Okay.
So my total plan when I started the project was each novel was going to be broken up into 6 comic book issues that roughly cover the events of 2 chapters of the books, because I write in the 12-chapter format for Jisadai. It's a very tightly scripted narrative, so it worked out that way. And working on the third one means we're halfway through book 1 as far as the comics are concerned. So each book would have 6 comics if I continue to do the series, but going into it, I wasn't totally aware of just how much time, effort, and finances were involved in producing comic book series. Like, I get a one shot, it's an expense that you could probably amortize over time, but trying to produce a series in a timely fashion is a huge expense. So
that is true.
By the time I finish book 6, I'm going to do a full compendium. We're talking about doing a issue 1 through 3 manga, manga book format, with a short comic adventure of Heaven the Guinea Pig in the back for those who pick it up. A lot of folks love the guinea pig, and I had one fan actually write a review on Amazon that said about book 2 that said I was disappointed by Heaven not having as prominent of a position in the narrative, and I was like, really?
I love that. I think it's because I know the overall story arc is a little it's more serious and I don't want to say dark, but it has that kind of.
It's got a dark setting.
Yeah.
The world that these characters live in is not good. It's a dystopian, very heavily regulated future Tokyo. That's sort of been taken over by what I called the Asian Pacific Alliance, which is China, Japan, and Korea. But China sort of subverted control from the other 2 countries and did so through the formation of the mega corporations or mega conglomerates, and walled off Tokyo like you see in a lot of futuristic dystopia, and is sort of running it as its own ecosystem. And it oppresses a lot of the people. Things are not great there unless you're part of the ivory tower class, the upper echelon. And the story itself focuses on Gabriel, who is for all intents and purposes, super assassin for one of the mega corporations. He's one of 8 super killers that they've developed over time, and the last one. So he has the most current technology available to him, which happens to be nanotechnology. He has a colony of nanites inside of him that augment him to better perform his tasks, which are all killing oriented, obviously. And then to contrast that, this character who is basically just a super funded, weaponized human attack dog. To contrast that, we have Hannah, which is a young girl who was sold into sex trafficking and was a prostitute under duress, and she, with the help of Heaven the guinea pig, which kind of became her spirit animal through all of this, ended up escaping the brothel that she was in and ran into Gabriel. Gabriel, for reasons he didn't even really understand in book 1, took pity on her, protected her from her captors, and took her home with him. But the company didn't like that, so the company decided that she needed to be eliminated and he needed to just go back to being their attack dog. And the gist of the story is Gabriel learning to be a real person, a real man, in contrast to the way that he helps Hannah survive through all of this. And it puts him at odds with the other killers. That's why it's called the Angel War Arc, because they're all named after archangels, and he has to kill them all in order to keep this girl alive.
Nice. And I think that's why the guinea pig probably resonates with your readers.
Yeah.
It's like having someone like nice and cute and happy with you as you're reading the story and hoping they're okay, and you're stressed. It's like you're, I don't know, what do they call them?
It's a tension release.
Yeah.
Heaven adds an element of simple normality, and specifically designed for Hannah, because up until she found Heaven by pure accident, there was no way out of the situation. So she views the animal as the catalyst for her ability to find freedom. And now she views Gabriel as the person that's keeping that freedom for her. He's her protector. So there's, an emotional investment in that. But between the Heaven and Hannah, there's symbiosis.
Mm-hmm.
She, in the first book, views Heaven as an extension of herself. If she lost Heaven, she would lose her freedom. So she protects it just as much as it inadvertently protects her by some of the crazy stuff that it does in the book. And in the second book, because she's grown since the events of the first book, her priorities have shifted. And because her priorities have shifted, Heaven stops being an avatar of her freedom and just becomes a pet, something that she takes care of and loves. So it's, as she grows, her attachment to the pet changes.
It's no longer just, an extension of herself, but something to take care of too, which is actually kind of nice, because then it's like she's kind of like, well, it seems like she's taking a similar role to Gabriel, where he's kind of protecting her. Now she has something to protect herself.
Yep, exactly. And the two of them take a sort of master-student relationship as Gabriel teaches her to defend herself now.
I love that. I love character arcs like that, where they go from just the worst case ever, and then they're able to kind of grow and just evolve as a person. And I love seeing that kind of like character development. Oh, yeah, buy goats really and drink White Claw. There are no goats here. But we
no goats, no White Claw, there's no rules.
Sorry.
That's okay. Interesting side thing that I mention every once in a while. In my initial draft of G Sedai, at first, the idea of Heaven was to be a cat. I was kind of riffing off of Sailor Moon a little bit. But while I was writing the book, our family, my daughter and I, had a minor tragedy in that her beloved guinea pig, when she was growing up, passed away. Aww. So I decided to immortalize my daughter's guinea pig and changed the animal from a cat to a guinea pig named Heaven.
I like that. Aw, in memory of little guinea pig. Aw, I like that a lot. All right, so we have, on your link, we have the 2 novels, the audiobook, and the comic adaptation.
I forgot to put the second audiobook in there. Thanks for noticing that.
You're welcome.
I'm going to have to go update the website after this is over. Nice job. Thank you.
You're welcome. call anybody out or anything. I was like,
No, it's good. You know,
And you
there's
thought I
so
was
many
joking
things
about the
going
peak performance. Come on now.
Oh, that's funny.
There's so many things going on. Sometimes stuff slips through the cracks. You need somebody else
does.
to notice things for you.
Yeah. I think,
Yep.
working on stuff, I'm like, I looked at this 10 times. It's all good. And then one day later, I'm like, why didn't I notice this very obvious thing that needed to be fixed? You know, I'm missing a whole color there.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the
Minor.
comic. And this is the
This
storefront,
is the
correct?
storefront, yeah, where you can
Nice.
order the comics and I'll send them out directly. I do have for a limited time some of the special edition color pops of issue 1 and 2 open, obviously. I have 10 of each that I could, ship to anybody very quickly as long as they're in the United States. So if
Yes.
you're interested and want to get caught up on the story in the really cool color pop design that we created, you can. Otherwise, the regular version is in black and white.
Yes, I like the color pop. It from the the purpose of it. Nice color pop it to help emphasize things, and I
Mhm.
heard it's really neat. And I love the artwork on this too. I know we've talked about this before, but
Yeah,
I'm an art snob.
That's-
so I'm
that's
just gonna
all
say
my
that.
artist, Kevin. Kevin is amazing. I give him rambling paragraphs and he makes beautiful images out of them.
It's always good when you have that.
I feel
so yeah,
that.
this
I
this
feel
is
that
just
with my artists.
there's the guinea pig heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're watching and you want something right away, I definitely would pick up the color pop because that little pop of color definitely adds something to it. But if
It
you
really does.
But if you're one of those like, nah, black and white's my main thing, he has that too. all
And
the different
digital
colors.
versions, of
And
course,
digital
too.
versions. Oh, perfect. I love digital versions. So if you're a little short on cash, it's a good thing to do until book 3 is out. If you want to wait till then, or there's so many. I like when you guys have options like this. It's fantastic.
Yep.
This
And
is
when
a
I
very
do
good
the
price.
actual campaigns, like when I do campaign number 3, there will also be merch involved each
Ooh.
time I do it. I don't know if you'll be able to see them very well because of coloring, but they're hanging up on the wall there. Each time I do a campaign, I also have a new T-shirt made.
There we go.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Nice. Very
Yep,
cool.
I always have a T-shirt made, some little stuff. We had that little GIF at the bottom of Heaven taking a bite out of the FMC logo.
Oh, geez. I was looking at it. I didn't even.
That's awesome.
It's so cute. See,
That's the best one I've seen.
This
Now
is
mine
where
looks like
we
crap
need-
by comparison.
I want an animated, physical item of that. That's so cute. Aw, that's so creative too. Like it's just taking it up a notch. Like it's adding that characterization in there. I love that. Little
Thank
sneaky
So
guinea
cool.
pig. And you have a you do have a mailing list. Okay, on Ream, which is perfect. So you can subscribe for more stuff. I would bookmark his Linktree though, so you can always stay up to date on Twix.
Twix. Yeah. Because I don't have time for all of this stuff, I parse it out so much. Social media, I focus only on Twix.
I don't blame you.
I think I hired Royce's wife, Albany, to help me out with some marketing stuff, and she created an author page on Facebook. But you couldn't tell me how many people are following on there or what's actually on there because I never look at it.
Yeah, I can't. I just mess around with Twitter because, well, it actually kind of it probably makes sense for you though, because it makes sense for me. The reason why I do it is because I mean, the demographics for what I'm doing anyway are kind of on X, and they're not really on TikTok or Facebook or anything, because I don't know, my grandparents don't really buy comics, so why would I put it on Facebook? It's just, that's how it is. But the middle-aged men like me who like their picture books, they're still all over Twitter.
True. My parents operate off of Facebook.
100% Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook only. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
That
always
is the internet.
Well, put yourself on Facebook, and I'm like, I don't have time to monitor two social media sites. It's not going to happen.
When I do post something, I'm like, here's an automated system, or third-party thing. I post it and it does it for me. And like, if you comment, I'm not going to see it for a couple days though, because I cannot be on all platforms at once.
Oh yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
It is not easy.
And I will say too, you also have a lot of good tips and stuff on writing and things to think about, which whenever I see them, I'm like, that is right. Didn't think about that. Gotta make a note.
I have a playlist on
Oh, that's right, or YouTube.
YouTube
I had that up here.
on my Whimsyland YouTube called I had one called The Freelancer, which you'll see there, and that was a 1 hour program where you just sort of sat there and watched me write stuff.
I like that. I like that though, because it's like it helps. Well, for me at least, it helps like get in the zone of working on stuff when you're having someone else do it like at the same time. I guess if that makes sense. I don't know. It's like you're making
that
sure
was
your
the
environment
idea of doing
matches.
it. But I changed that format to what I'm doing now, which is the Iron Sage. Those are more explanations of different things that we all end up talking about on social media when it comes to writing. Like you can see X meets X, why I believe that's a problematic sales format. Like you shouldn't draw attention to other projects when you're trying to sell somebody something.
Yes. So I use a lot of GIFs when I talk to my friends, and it's become a trend of, did you actually see that? No. And it kind of made me realize with the X meet X, I would not do well with those types of pitches because 9 times out of 10, I probably haven't seen it. So I have no idea what's being referenced. So I remember you were talking about it once. I'm like, I know exactly what you mean.
Yep.
It's good if the viewer has already seen both, whatever it is, or read it or something.
If you're trying to sell something to somebody, you say, "Do you like X?" and they say no. Well, you've just lost a sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's exactly. Or what's even worse about it is if you go, "Do you like Harry Potter?" Well, you're going to like my thing. And then they go to read it and they're like, "This is nothing like Harry Potter." So you've just tanked any interest in anything you ever do by setting the bar so high.
Yeah. It made me realize something about myself that I'm like, oh my gosh, I am definitely, I really do compare it because I don't know what it was, but like when someone says, oh, this movie is like so-and-so, and I go to watch it, I'm like, but the themes are different, the tone is different. The only thing that's similar is maybe the genre, and then it's like you get stuck in a comparison loop because someone got you excited and hyped up because of something you already liked.
Yep.
And then you kind of, I feel like that could be a really long conversation, but it is a really good thing to have. And I'm glad you made a video on that.
Yep. So I did that. There's one about show versus tell, which is a big deal in the indie creating sphere, how to describe sentences in detail that it sparks the imagination as opposed to you just telling people what they're supposed to visualize, which you see a lot in indie publications, a lot of telling, not enough show. And I'm also doing readings. So you can see there's chapter 1 of Heir of the Dragon read by me. And I just finished doing chapter 1 of Aes Sedai 1 as well.
Oh,
so that'll be going
do you do the audiobooks yourself? Do you read them?
No, I had a professional narrator by the name of Sonnet. That's his code name. He's like a G.I. Joe character. He's awesome. I had him do the audiobooks, and he got a voice actress involved in Aes Sedai 2 to do Hannah's lines. And one of the other female characters, Akina's lines. So we're in talks with reproducing one with her doing Hannah's lines and possibly Sumi the sniper in Aes Sedai 1.
That's awesome. I love when people are like, yeah, we like this. Let's bring someone else in and really take it up a notch. I also like the readings because you're not the first author I've seen do this.
It's pretty common.
And the first time I listened to an author read her book live, I was like, oh my gosh, not only do I get to hear a sample of how she writes and if it's right for me or not, but you really get sucked in. I didn't realize, because I'm usually not an audiobook person, but if I'm at my computer and I'm trying to focus, this is perfect. I can get lost in the story, get lost in the world, and just it's exactly like reading, only I just have to listen to it, and it's
And I like the idea doing it online came from book signings. And book signings, when TradPub was actually a thing, the author would spend 20 minutes to a half an hour reading an excerpt from their novel to the public that came to the book signing. And then they would all get in line and get their their copy signed when they purchased it. So it's become common enough on the internet to do these virtual readings.
Nice. I like that. I also like you're able to pull something that traditional publishing used to do and like adapt it for modern stuff.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. So there's a lot here that Daniel has. And as you can see, I'm subscribed to your YouTube. Because there's a lot here I need to listen to. And the fact, if you're not sure if the story is right for you, the audiobook is like, or just listening to him read chapter 1 of this will be perfect. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be something that everyone's going to like his writing style in general, because all the themes and genres they're just very, very good. They're up my alley for sure. But I like that. And if you do have children, I think the Saints Go Marching is a really great series to start getting caught up on. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that as my younger family members get older.
Mary and Joseph was the first one that we've got done. We have 3 slated for 2025. We're going to try and speed up production if we can, but we have 3 slated for that, plus another Christmas one, which will obviously be the Catholic origin of Santa Claus. So Saint Nicholas of Myra, Saint Nicholas from the Netherlands, and oh gosh, what is his name? There was a third saint that's actually attributed to the legend of Santa Claus, but his name is escaping me at the moment. So it's going to go over all of those and show children how the lives of these particular 3 saints were all brought together to create the legend of Santa.
I love that. It's like adding more lore to Santa in a way, and more history and more context. And I think I like that a lot. And I'm really excited to see what saints you cover, because there's, like we said, there's a lot.
Oh yeah. We have tons of work ahead of us with this.
Oh, I'm excited to see what comes out next. All right, so all the links are in the chat, and if you are not sure or you're watching this in replay, the links are also in the description below, so you can go check that out. I'll make sure to put his YouTube channel as well in there. And definitely go check out the stuff. There's audiobooks. He's doing the readings on his YouTube for free, which you should check out. The Fun My Comic, which has the physical books and digital versions for a fantastic price. If you like a little fanciness to your black and white comic, definitely get the Color Pop, because that's just gorgeous. And thank you, Daniel, for sharing your projects with us and taking your time to talk about them, because I always enjoy hearing your perspective on like writing and editing and just hearing about your stories and your projects. Like, it's always a treat as a fan and a listener.
Anybody can always reach me on Twix. I'm happy to help in any way.
Yes, he's very approachable. He's very, very nice. If you have questions about anything, definitely message him.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to move on to Jared from Frost Comics.
Oh, God.
And I'm excited. Okay. Oh, my goodness.
Internet, don't kill me now.
It'll be okay. I've read the
comment. I can talk you up if you freeze.
If I just freeze up, just take over for me. That's why we have to be booked together now. You can I'll hand the baton up to you, and then there you go. You just do your thing.
I'm on it. Let me pause this before.
Perfect.
Oh, look at this.
Perfect.
I hate these ads.
Yes, I hired that woman to talk about pie before my trailer. I thought it would add some legitimacy to me.
My stupid ad blocker, like, they keep sneaking through, and I'm like, God damn it. I'll be listening to a video. I'm like, wow, I'm watching a farming video and they're talking about business. What happened? And I'm like, oh, it's the freaking 10-minute ad that popped in.
Yeah, I think I used Brave and then installed 2 ad blockers onto Brave, and I think they still sneak through.
It doesn't help that my VPN sometimes lets
like
me
cockroaches.
They're awful.
Yes.
I know.
Things. All right, let
People
me take
want me to
this.
buy oh, wait.
Okay, so first, I want to let everyone know this is a free comic you can get by signing up for his mailing list. It is worth
True.
it. I
It's
did
true.
it. I think I read it twice. The
Hey,
first time I read it,
great.
I was like, let me go back and reread this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, wait a second. In a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way. So tell us, Jared, about your comics first.
Well.
I'll show the cover, and then we'll kind of, get some sneak peeks here in a minute.
All right. I'm gonna reveal something right
Okay.
off the bat. The guy on the cover, this guy, his name is not Morningstar. Just want to let everybody know. There's been some confusion for some people. I don't know how.
I
But
don't know
just in
how either.
case, if you're
I
It
watching
might be
this,
because it's the big word on the cover.
yeah, I guess.
This is
and
Chronicles.
his name is Morningstar. His friend is named Chronicles. So together,
There you go.
that's how you get the
so
title of the book. Yeah, yeah. And they're fighting the ghost of Ashcroft. She's not actually real. She's like all the whole story. You don't even have to read the comic now. All of that. There you go. It's a freebie. I just read it to
In
you.
your mind,
So it's the same.
man.
The comic isn't even real. You're imagining it right now.
It is.
So
it's all fake. It's all generated, just not
right.
real.
Yeah. I'm actually AI. So
I've been had.
comic book, right? Yeah. Okay. I'm backing it down. All right. So the comic book. So this is actually an introduction to what I hope to be a bigger world, but I am kind of a nobody right now. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I mean that I don't have a readership yet. And that's why I'm on all these wonderful channels talking to these wonderful people, because I want you, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, to read my comic book and become one of my readers. And I thought, what better way to do that than to give you something to read, right? And it's free. You don't even have to spend any money. You can get invested without actually investing. It's win-win, right? So I want you to check this world out, and I figured this was a good way to do it. And the way that I got here, I started out with the comic book, and I was like, hey, this is pretty good, right? Gave it to a friend. He's like, this sucks. And I was like, yeah,
Oh, no.
You're right. It does, and it hurts deep in my soul, but you're right, and that's what makes it even worse. So I went back to the drawing board. I split the comic that I had into two, and I made them into two comics, and I drastically expanded both of them and made them two full proper stories. And one of them is the result that you have here on the screen, which is Morningstar Chronicles. And the title and the gimmick, this isn't really abundantly clear, but kind of some cool backstory, I guess. The Ghost of Ashcroft is the title of the story. It's also the nickname that our vigilante on the cover here has been given by the media. He is not the kind of guy who calls himself something. He's not like, I'm the Punisher. He's not like that. He's just a guy who goes out and he beats people up because he's got anger issues. But the media...
reason.
The media calls him something, and they call him the Ghost of Ashcroft or the Ghost. So that's where the name comes from. But the title is also something I want to do with free comics. My long-term plan, we'll see how it works, is that I want to do a free comic that I give out before I do a crowdfunder. So I want to give this one out. I want to do a crowdfunder, and that's like in each big comic is like a big chapter, but then in between, or before, I guess, each chapter, I've got these free comics which give you background story on other characters that are going to be playing a big part of the story. So the Ghost of Ashcroft, he's actually an incredibly important part of the bigger story, but I figured what better way to introduce him than with a really fun, action-packed vigilante story that kind of plays on what everyone likes about the Bat family and all these, superheroes, right? So that was the idea behind it. Give people some fun, some action, introduce the primary antagonist for both books, and let them really kind of get a feel for how I write and get a feel for what the art looks like. And here's the result. And so far, it's actually been really well received, I'm happy to say.
Yeah, it's 27 pages long, and the pacing is like, it's just perfect. I did not realize until I was finished. I'm like, wait, that was only 27 pages? I'm like, so much happened. But the pacing was good, so it didn't feel rushed to me.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it. I really did.
We threw this splash page in, like this was like the 11th hour, and we were thinking of ways that because we wanted to add to the book, because I don't currently have plans for mass publication, like physical publication. If the campaign is successful, I'd love to do it as like an add-on, but right now it's just indie. But we're thinking, I'm thinking long term anyway. I want to have enough pages to fill, a certain, because you have to do increments of 4, right, when you do comic books. And we were thinking about what we could do, and I'm a huge fan of Common America, and I happen to be reading Common America 9, and we open it up, and right on there's like a double page splash is like the first thing. I was like, let's do that. And that was actually an idea suggested by everyone's good friend Animane, who is my right hand man. So Animane was the idea behind this. So I sent the idea to my artist, and he came up with this, and I was like, well, I've got to do that. That's going in the book right there. That's great.
Yeah, Animane is everywhere.
He's my
he's
favorite.
like in the shadows, like giving everyone tips and helping them and guiding them, making things fantastic.
He's like he's like a ninja of kindness, He's just kind of lurking around. He's slipping pointers into your pocket.
He is a great person to talk to.
He is.
And Common America it is crazy where they started and where they are now. And I
know
love creators take
I got on it at 5. What volume did you start with?
I have to get volume 1 still.
Oh, okay.
I've been
highly recommend it.
I think since 2.
Yeah.
It's just I feel like I'm so behind. I don't know if I can ever catch up type thing, and that because I have to buy all the comics, so it's like a heavier cost for me right now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but I really do want to get into it because the amount. First, a lot of the fans are fantastic.
They are.
And second, the excitement I see from them is genuine, and it's not. I don't feel like I'm being hyped up for nothing.
Yeah.
And I just love seeing like snippets of where the story is going and like crossovers, and it's just I like the art style too. Like I am an art snob.
Some of the they did a crossover where they were bringing in people from other indie comics. I flipped out on a couple of them. I was like Marvel fan again, flipping out. Like
I like that. It added another. I think what it did was it just showed them as open to working with other people type thing. Like this isn't just about that. I don't know. It was just nice to see.
It's so easy. It's so easy to think about that. Like, cause like I look, there's no way I realistically have any plans for it right now, but like, I'm still I'll tell you right now. And I've even told like Nick this, Phoenix Press. I was like, it'd be pretty cool to do a team up with Screecher and Ghost team up. Because I can't help but like go there in my head, like with vigilantes. I'm like immediately like, it'd be a pretty cool team up. So I even tried to do some artwork, but it just didn't. The AI artwork I can't draw. God no. But, I tried to. I did some prompts and I was like, okay, so Nick, look at this. I did an AI generated picture of what it would look like. Your character has a giant bird head. What do you think?
I mean, it works.
Yeah, it was actually really entertaining. I might use it for like a thumbnail, but yeah.
Yeah. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I love this.
There's my long diatribe thanking the Academy and everybody else.
I think it's important. And, I love seeing
that. Yeah. To all kidding aside, I promised her that a long time ago, and it feels good to finally keep a promise.
Oh, I love
legit.
That. It's always nice to see. Yeah. And the artwork. I think this is where I knew I was going to really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on a second. High tech, got that body armor type thing going on. I'm like, this is going to be one of my comics.
Yeah. I will take credit for the first 3 pages, but I can't take credit for the fire ending the first one. That was a suggestion from a friend. Sam, shout out if you're listening. Because I had the first panel of the second page. I did write that originally as that. And then he was like, hey, it would be really cool to transition into. I was like, that's an amazing idea.
Ooh,
so that's how we ended up with that, with me pestering people constantly, asking them what they think of my work.
I think part of it is
feedback is important.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. And oh man, I'm always nervous because I'm like, what if like my point doesn't, I don't know. I have issues of what if I'm not communicating what I'm asking for?
Yeah. What a good editor's for.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Read my mind, editor.
It's easy. I mean, come on. You know what I
Might be
want.
asking a little too much.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Nah.
But yeah, this was a really good transition. And I like that we got just enough backstory of the two characters here that it explained the relationship.
I want to dive into it more because
Oh,
there's a reason why there's a reason why they're both in there. They're both in the hospital, and they're similar enough. I don't want to reveal it now, I guess, but they're similar enough where they look at each other and they both see the best of each other and both see the worst of themselves. So like they kind of build each other up at like with their friendship, with their brotherhood. So that's why they've stuck together for so long, and that's why they're still bros in the midst of the story. I love writing them. It's going to be a lot of fun if I get to explore that in more depth.
I do like that transition, like with the dialogue too.
Yeah,
that was perfect. It just kind of told me as a reader, like, okay, these two are connected. This is not, their childhood obviously inspired them to become what they are now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what it was, but I like that we were able to see something like that. I just
appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I like that he's in the sewers. And I like this.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like,
Yeah, that was another friend's idea too. He was like, hey, we should put in some TMNT references. And I told Marcus is my artist. I said, hey, Marcus, what do you think of this? And he was like, say no more, fam. So he gave us the tie and he gave us the hockey mask and the stick. I was like, all right, that's the real reason why I pay you. And that's not the talent, not the raw talent. No. It's because you get it. You get it, sir.
Yes. Yeah. That was like perfect. It's just, and the way it's just set there, it's like it should be there, but at the same time, it's like, maybe
right.
not,
It's just sort of place enough that you're like, you look at it and you think, hang on a minute.
I think I nodded. I actually nodded when I saw that. I'm like, yeah.
Right.
But the setup in the first couple pages, though, I mean, I liked it a lot. You got enough of the characters, in my opinion, that you kind of had an idea of where they came from and that something inspired them to become heroes. And I don't know, something about it told me this guy was a hothead.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine.
I'm glad that came across. Yeah,
I'm all for a hero that's like, wait, I have to control myself. Wait, what?
Yeah. So it'll take I mean, I have plans, right? It'll take a while to get to him, but the idea behind it is that he's, and as you'll see in the comic, which everyone, again, you should read because it's free, frostcomics.com. But what you'll see in the comic is that he's wearing all this kit because he is just a normal dude. I mean, he's really well trained. He's got experience, but he's a normal dude. So the idea being that when you get into the full story later on, he's that kind of Batman in the Justice League kind of guy where he's walking amongst gods and giants, and he's just a guy that's got his fist and his tools. So he will. His anger doesn't really get alleviated by the fact that he's constantly up against this seemingly insurmountable obstacle. Then someone with their own set of powers ends up joining forces with him, and he has some trust issues that come from it, but it helps humanize him. And then so it's kind of like you're going to see some, like, his edge will help sharpen that person, and then that person's kindness will help kind of like dial him back a little bit and remember, oh yeah, there's actually a reason why we do this. It's not just because I'm really, really angry about this loss I have.
He kind of softens the edges.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then Guru, his I don't think I reveal this in the book, but his name's Eugene, because of course it is. He's a nerd. He's an IT guy, but Eugene Guru. He's there the whole way, and he's kind of like the voice of reason for both characters, where he's like, you really should probably listen to him. Yeah, I guess I should. Yeah, kind of thing. So he's great. He's
right now he's the only thing holding him back, and it's a little difficult.
Yes.
He's so far away.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I like. No spoilers or anything. but when I saw that, like, being kind of their dynamic in this book, I knew that was a struggle. And I'm like, I bet you he's probably freaking out because he can only do so much, you know, and holding someone back from making a huge mistake when you're not there is very difficult.
Yes.
You know, so you can kind of understand the weight on his shoulders for that.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I don't know. I just go crazy. I'm like, what is this guy thinking? You know, but I, and I will say too, the special villain that we see here, I really enjoyed her character.
Thank you. I think people really love to hate her. Yeah.
Yes, I enjoy a good villainess in the story. You know, she's crazy. That's okay. We appreciate her anyway.
she is supremely narcissistic. You have never ever met anybody that has the level of narcissism that this particular person has. And that's the thing, like, when you think about, I mean, Daniel will back me up on this. When you think about a character with like abilities like this, and you think about, okay, what was it like with this person growing up? This we're talking about this character's like her trump card. You know, spoiler at the end, you find out she can control people by touching them. She can like touch them and instantly mind control them and make them. I call it like forced persuasion or compelled behavior. She can make them do what she wants. So if you're talking about someone who is she is gorgeous, and she is like unlike she's unnaturally gorgeous, which hint. So she's unnaturally gorgeous and she can force you to do what she wants. Like, why would she not be just the biggest piece of shit that you've ever met in your life? You know, so that's reflected in everyone that she interacts with. She is awful to everyone, and there are some characters that are, you know, they're gonna switch sides, and she doesn't. I'm just gonna tell you right now, she doesn't switch sides. She's not a good person. Like, the only side that she's on, not even the bad guys, it's hers. She's on her own side, nobody else's. That's a happen. She's a bad guy out of convenience. She's just a bad guy because she's just bad. Like, that's it.
And that's what we need more of. Just bad.
I agree,
people,
right?
Like bad characters who are just bad. They don't have
She's
to be
just bad.
Good. She's just bad.
Yeah.
So Chucho says, "Can you lend me some of your talent?" Every time.
I need to read that. What? Oh. You're talking to Daniel, right? You're talking to Daniel or HeroDarkyDark, right?
You guys are all talented.
Don't sell yourself short, man.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I am excited for you to launch.
Thank you.
One.
I'm really glad that people are excited about it. When you gave me your reaction, I was like, "Oh my god, that's great! She likes it. That's awesome." So.
You sent it to me, and I don't know what I had going on that weekend. I was just so busy. I'm like, "Oh my god, it's been a day and a half. I haven't had a chance to write anything yet," and I felt so bad.
But it'd take me 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
I guess a day or
you, Mr. Professional Editor, come on, get with it, Daniel. Dragging your ass like that, can't believe it.
Okay, so note to self: professional editors can take 2 weeks. It's okay.
So do a part-time editor, you get 1 week. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
There you go.
That's usually how it works.
That's how it works, right?
Oh man.
Oh man.
But for a free comic, this is definitely worth signing up for, guys. And you can follow him on X.
I have a YouTube channel. That's where I've got the trailer. You can go there. I don't know. I need to figure out what to do with my channel. I do occasional live streams. I mostly try to figure out ways to do videos because I think edited videos are usually better ways to kind of explore ideas when you're small. Like my channel's like, 400 subs. And I know it's a lot bigger than some people in an independent space, but I really wanted to use it to like try to shine a light on like indie stuff, because one of the reasons why I got into this in the first place was because there's so much discontent that I felt with like mainstream entertainment. So I was like Thanos, like, fine, I'll do it myself. Like that's how I felt, and so I wanted to like figure out how do I get eyes on other people's stuff that I enjoy. And I haven't really figured out the formula yet, but I was talking to Royce about it when we were on the show last Friday or the Friday before last, and he had some really good ideas. So I'm working through stuff, and we'll see what we revisit. But there's some stuff on there that you might enjoy. I did a very long video. It was like 26 minutes long back when I had 20 subs. which is like 8,000 views. So compared to everything else I did, that was the best video view wise that I've done. And it was really very well edited for someone who's never done editing before.
If it helps my first videos, I look back on them now. I'm like, what was like? You get so much more comfortable, and you just get used to it, and you get into a flow of it. Your next videos just become easier and better, and you don't even realize
I enjoy
it.
It's so time consuming.
This makes me laugh.
Thumbnail.
Wow. I remember this. I remember this discourse.
Did you see the? You should seriously watch the the one with anime on it. You should watch that one later. You don't have to watch it now, but you watch it later because I was like, hey, I should say that I'm gonna like ruin your life because I hate you. He's like, that's a great idea.
Game for the love of the game.
Yeah. He has no chill. He's like, let's do it.
I know he's great. Yeah, he's like, hey, I got an idea for content. I'm like, what? What is it? He's like, what do you hate? I'm like, yo, you want to make? He's like, yeah, let's maybe we can like make you watch stuff that you really hate. I was like, okay, all right, I hate all this. He's like, I could work with that. Okay, man, here we go.
Once you get on that ride, you're never getting off.
Yeah, I know, right? We'll see how that goes.
But I do like hearing that you want to do more like indie stuff too, because
I really
have always been interested in indie, like for as long as I can remember. Like before Hulu became Hulu, they used to have a lot of random indie stuff, including animations and stuff, and I always liked to watch them. Like even if it wasn't the best, there's a unique charm it has, and usually those creators improve over time, and it's like watching that is just, it's a unique experience, you know. And indie is the only thing I can ever think of that could provide that type of experience.
Well, that's kind of like, is this all right? So give me a soapbox for a second here. Okay, so on that channel you'll see there's a couple of reviews of some like Rippaverse stuff, right? The Rippaverse stuff got really good views, but it was mostly because I think I didn't give a really good review to the books because I didn't think that they were that good. But like, I don't hate Eric July and I don't hate the Rippaverse, and so like when I don't enjoy something, I just don't buy it. So like, I don't feel compelled to buy books from Eric July, so I can say this book's so terrible, I hate it so much, it sucks, and like it's a 1 out of 10, 1 out of 100. I don't want to do that. Like that's the stupidest thing for me to do. Like if you make money, I guess I get it. Like, but I can't do it. Like my soul dies. Like so, you're
just being honest, and I think that's totally fair. Like I personally enjoyed the books, but
it's highly preferable.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you do, cool. I'm not going to argue with you about it. You know what I mean? So but you look at the views on it, and like those are, you know, higher views than the other stuff I've done, right? So when I do stuff that's like Biofoul Colgum, 100 and something views, right? I spent as much time editing that as I did my Yaira review, but the results as far as like the views completely different because controversy, because it's mainstream, because everything. So like I want to, like I said, I want to review stuff like Us. It's really small, but when I do, it's like 100 views over the course of like 3 months, 2 months. Yeah, it's hard to get eyes on that stuff. And it's really flattering because I had some people who liked my reviews so much that they're like, "Hey, will you review this?" And I was like, I don't know if it's worth it to either of us. Like, you know, like this review, I don't know if I actually got you any backers or not, you know? So
most likely not.
Yeah, most likely not, you know, and that's a shame. The heart is willing, but like it doesn't really bear fruit, unfortunately. So like,
but I like that you're coming at it from an honest place too. Like,
when
I listen to reviews every now and then, if someone's coming in from it with an honest perspective, it is way more enjoyable to listen to their critique, even if they didn't like it and I did, because it's like, okay, I understand that. It's completely valid thing to not like or whatever. Yeah. And I would really like to see more honest
I had a decent number of like really hardcore Riva fans who watched the Yaira review, and they were like, I don't totally agree, but I completely see where you came from with where your point of view is. He's like, and you were also really funny. I was like, well, that's great. I'm happy you enjoyed the video, so that's all I'm really going for. So my point being is like, I don't have it in me to like do just hate watch stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's not something I can really do. I want to do stuff like I liked Biofiable Kolga. It's a good book. It's a little rough, but like, aren't we all in some way?
Yeah.
But it's got a lot of heart, and it's got a lot of potential. And it's like I say in there, what I was trying to do is, hey, if you really like this kind of thing, then you'll probably really like this. Like if you like Bloodborne, you're probably going to really like Biofiable Kolga, that kind of thing. So I think everything can have a readership. It's just finding the readers.
Yeah.
And
that's always
they don't watch my YouTube video, so I don't know how to find them.
I don't know if we talked about it in the backstage when you were on IAK or not, but I have talked about it with a couple of different people. A format that I was thinking about that might work, and if you feel free to use it, because Lord knows I don't have time to do it. But a format that might work is taking something that you did see that didn't work, maybe something from the mainstream that you tried out and didn't like, doing a video like that, but keeping it short and just doing a quick synopsis of what was wrong with the thing. And then, but if you like this style, here are these things that are in that similar genre that you can check out that are
It's a good idea.
Interesting. So you play a comparison game, but you keep the video short enough that people don't get bored and click out.
Right. Yeah. That's a good idea. I might steal that, but I'll give you credit. So maybe it's not stealing.
Just
you
like
have my blessings.
Appreciate that.
That's good. I like that. But yeah, time is hard. But yeah, I'm looking for. I did subscribe.
Enemy.
You know what? Where's anime? Just give everything to him.
Yeah,
Here's the ideas. There we go.
Yeah, exactly. It's really
but I do like
everyone
that.
just needs their own anime, and then anime needs a couple of animans, really.
Yes. Oh my gosh, he is a beast. Like,
yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm in this. I'm like, hold on a second. Everyone works with you. Hold on.
I know.
2 projects himself. I'm like, do you sleep? Do you what do you? He is just crazy.
I sleep is for the weak.
He sleeps. I assume he does. I can't prove it though.
It will be the great mystery of 2025.
I know he has a webcam. I don't know if he's got it pointed at his bed, but that might be a new audience for him.
He doesn't even. He just never sleeps. He doesn't have one.
Anime ASMR.
Exactly. Anime Sleep ASMR Twitch channel. Let's do it. Anime, come on. Let's do it.
Oh my goodness.
Watch
Okay,
the stream
so
do
this is all right. So we got your comic here, which is free, which is fantastic.
Free, you should go frostcomics.com. It's free. Go read it.
Yeah, right here. Put the link in the chat again. And you can follow him on Twix. I'm sorry, he calls it X.
Yeah, I put it here because the logo looks nice. You can call it whatever you want. I don't care. Twix, Twitter.
I call it Twix because it's funny.
It reminds me of candy, and then I get hungry. Oh, you have.
I do like Twix. Yeah.
And you have a
well, I have a profile. I don't have anything on it yet.
Oh, well,
I'm working on it.
Anyway,
but
I need to make a profile because I hear amazing things about that.
I do have merch. See that hat with the Super Guy? Super Guy is technically the first comic I wrote, but it's not in anyone's hands yet. It's a 6-page comic that's part of an anthology called Out of Obscurity. Out of Obscurity has people who at this point are really well established. It's got Aaron C. from Immortal Rising. It's got Hojo from Mythicals. It's got S.A. Cooper from Community Service. It's got Luke as the Project Lead, Luke Stone. It's got Critical Blast writing. So we all have different stories in there. Yes. Somehow I made that cut. I don't, but we all have stories in there. And so the problem is one of the contributors vanished off the face of the earth. I literally have no idea what happened to him. He could be dead. I don't know. No one has heard from him in months and months and months and months. But it delayed the project so much that we're just like, okay. let's try and find more content. So one of the things that I was able to generously donate was I said, hey, Luke, why don't you just take this completed comic book that I have and just put it right there in the book, and then you can give people two things that I wrote in the book. He's like, well, that's a great idea. And I'm like, it is. Well, fantastic. So now you get two things that I wrote. Lucky you if you back that book. So
That's awesome.
Super Guy is my second passion project behind Morningstar, and it's about a superhero who is a very, very, very old man back in the 60s. A very long story. I'll make it as short as I can. Charlton Comics was bought by DC Comics. One of the characters they did not buy was Super Guy. Why? Because they had Superman. They did not need Super Guy. Why would you? So they just left Super Guy, and he fell into public domain. And I thought, well, what the heck? It's been since the 1960s. It's been decades and decades. Instead of like keeping the sliding timeline concept that DC and Marvel like to do, I'm just going to say that he's like 80 years old. And at this point, all he really cares about is getting to the store for senior citizens discount day at the grocery, getting his food, getting back and watching his stories. But what happens? Of course, there's a robbery at the store and he has to stop it. Or does he? He's not really aware what's going on. He's old. He's not really sure. That's the story.
Little Mr. Magoo action.
Exactly right. It's a little Mr. Magoo, a little Abe Vigoda, it's a little Superman, it's a little of every. It's all in there. So it's a nice little story. I really cannot wait for people to read it. The idea was eventually it will be on Global Comics. So eventually that will pay off, I promise.
See, it ties back into Global Comics.
Exactly. Everything's a circle with me. Even the logo. It's like a Frost, but it's a circle still.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's a theme.
It's all planned. All of it.
You planned it all out.
It's because I'm an AI.
Yeah. It's a mathematical plan.
Full circle again. That's right.
And you have a Patreon.
I do. Nice. Even more shocking, there are 2 people who give me money on Patreon.
That's good though.
You can make it 3 if you're watching this. Who wouldn't want to do that, right? You can do that. You should.
Offer? Is it just like behind the scenes type?
What do I mean, I don't know. I exist, and no, I do actually give shout outs in my YouTube videos when I make them, and I do have behind the scenes stuff for the comic where you can actually see the sketch, you can see the ink, you can see everything and like the whole process. I'm behind on that, but I haven't had anyone cancel their Patreon yet, so I guess it's okay. But you do get that, and I will go ahead and say I am working on actually getting some copies, very limited number of them physically printed, and I will absolutely send those out to Patreon backers as a huge thank you if I can actually get that. I'm working with Critical Blast on that actually, and Critical Blast is great. So there you go.
Good choice.
There you go. Yes.
Thank you.
Very good.
He's a cool guy.
So
I like
guys want to support him on a monthly basis and get a
and who wouldn't?
Yeah. No. Like, look at his personality. Look at him. Like, look.
Right. Yeah. Come on.
That's perfect. All right, and get some stickers. I'm a sticker fiend.
Get some stickers. Yeah.
Stick them everywhere.
Send me money. I'm putting it all into comics. I don't keep any of it. It all goes to the people that I pay to draw stuff pretty for me.
Yes.
Look at that cover. That guy needs money. I'm just the middleman who gives it to him for you.
You're the broker.
That's right. Not of shadows, but of comics. The comic broker.
All right, we're gonna watch this trailer.
I'm gonna shut up now. You play. Show the.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
No, I keep interrupting my own trailer.
That's how these things go. You get so excited about stuff. You're like, wait, I have to show something. Hold on.
I'm having a good time. It's a good stream. It's fun. We're having fun.
I was so busy talking, I didn't ask her to play the trailer.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
if you want me to play the trailer,
look, we're just gonna go to movie theater mode and show all the trailers back to back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So
the following motion picture has been rated PG.
There you go.
All right. So because lovely systems of streaming don't know how to separate audio.
Of course not.
I'm going to mute everybody, and then I'm going to share the video. That works. Let me get this open. There we go. All right. So if audio does not play, it should. Just spam me, call me a boomer in the private chat. It's happened before. Okay, muting myself.
Mission control to Vic. Mission control to Vic. Vic, are you ready, man?
Yeah.
Tell me you can trust me.
Don't forget our intel. Something about her is not normal.
You can trust me. You love me. You want to make me happy.
I know your hands are filthy. And I know about your tricks. The only thing I don't know is what you are.
You die for me.
But I'll figure that out.
Don't disappoint me.
Once I haul you out of here.
Who did you lose to make you this angry?
Not human. What are you?
I'm so much more.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Slowly.
Okay.
That was
there we
that
go.
was made by Animan.
I know he makes.
It all
I
comes
needed
back
him
to
to
anime.
make.
It all comes back to Animan.
It does. You know what? He's the circle. He is the circle.
It's the circle of life.
Anime is the circle.
The circle of
This is
anime.
Right? Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
We figured it out.
Like the Animan's Twitter circle is just Twitter. It's just
It's just Twitter. It's funny because I've been following him like for years, and I didn't realize like how many people he's like inspired and helped until I started talking to him. I'm like, you were just a little like this cool guy that was like very nice and motivating on Twitter, and like I just didn't even know, but that made me very happy because it's like for him, because that's something that you can't copy. Like he really is one of a kind.
and now he's got 2 channels and he's got a comic coming out and all
He's
sorts of
got
stuff.
2 comics.
2 comics.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh jeez.
That's
I think
right.
one is live, but the other one
one is going to be in my hands because I backed it.
I know,
I'm waiting to throw money at him for Spider Circle.
I
finally got
I
to
have
for
a
Blade,
list.
Bond of the Blade.
I have a list. I'm slowly starting to get caught up because I had some like emergency house repairs. So I'm like, you know what? I just want to get these comics. And my house was like, no.
Yeah, I
You
should
got other
definitely
priorities.
say that instead of spending money on them, but I don't do that. So
Oh well.
you are.
Okay. I can understand. I don't blame you. All right. Well, thank you for sharing
Thank you.
first comic with us.
helping
I'm
me
really
share it.
excited about it. And like I said, I genuinely am interested to see the next book. Like when you guys come on the show, it's because I am like a fan as well.
Yeah.
Like I want your stuff.
And I'm glad I've got like 2 or 3 fans now. Hey,
There you
watch
go.
out.
You're moving up in the world.
Watch out, Captain America. Watch out.
That should be your
Me
next
and my
video.
3 fans are coming for you.
That's right. It's all part of my plan. 4 is next.
Oops, not that. I can't click buttons. Oh my gosh.
They are pretty complicated, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
Not for an AI, I assume.
Oh, that is true. Screen share, please. Oh, share.
It helps cover up the green screen, making my chair disappear, right? So, I mean, my headphones. If I act like it's all part of the same program, then I'm suddenly competent and not incompetent.
All right, hold on a
You
second.
figure out to make your whole self shimmer like that, and then you can really play it up.
Yeah. I need to get a more green shirt.
There you go. Hey, look, I'm big.
It took to load, and now Restream literally will not share my screen. What is happening? What is happening? Oh my god, let's just.
I'm taking over.
Let's try that. Okay, we'll just do it this way.
Hey,
I don't know what
I'm
happened.
taking
The other option's like, nope. And I said, oh, okay. All right, that's fine. Got this tab there. Okay. HeroDarkyDark. Welcome back.
104 backers, dude. Very nice. Congratulations.
It's a fantastic, very
Oh,
successful
thank you.
project.
Thank you very much.
So,
I was surprised too.
when I saw this, I'm like, oh yeah, I was so happy for you. I really was. I love watching you guys like succeed and stuff. I'm a nerd, and I'm just sitting here like, yay, in my little office just to myself. So we did have you on before for Relentlessly Bullied Hero #1, which I absolutely loved the trailer. I loved the voice acting. I loved the characters and the premise, and I'm very excited that you have #2. Now, real quick, this is in late pledge mode, so even though technically the campaign is over, you can still back it. This is a new feature with Kickstarter, and it works really well. So you have time to save up some money and grab this because, oh my gosh, I love these characters. So tell us, HeroDarkyDark, because I'm going to fangirl about it if I don't stop talking.
So of course it's very manga inspired, Sony manga inspired. It's about superheroes. It's kind of like a combination of my interest in Western superhero dumb or entertainment, I guess you could say, mixing my love of manga. So I basically just put those two together, and then here we go, Relentlessly Bullied Hero. It takes place in world recently. Their top hero died. So that's like your Batman, your Superman, your All Might. They died recently. Society is in a little bit of a decaying state where the civilians are acting not right, as if there's something in the water. Even superheroes are, let's say, not acting as heroic as they should. So it's up to like the new generation of heroes to start trying to fix all that. One of being Zeo, he's trying his best. He's a little bit on the super serious side. They call him an edgelord, but he tries his best. Unfortunately for him, he's stuck in this bonding deal with a villain. Her name's Gamora, and she's basically bored with her life. So she just like spending a lot of her free time just mess with him. So as he's dealing with all this stuff, he's just trying his best to help our society.
I love their dynamic, and your artist does a really good job of showing that in just one picture. Like you can tell she is the bully.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And the art,
it was a fun dynamic to make.
Yeah, I every time I see it, I just laugh because it's like my favorite dynamic. I'm like, oh, just be mean to this guy. He can take it, but he handles it so well. I mean, he's fine.
Yeah, once you start learning more and more about Zil and his backstory, you kind of gotta understand how he managed to just deal with all this stuff. It's like the definition of, honestly, I already know how deep this can go. This is like mid-level for me.
Oh, so that's good to know. So we have a lot more craziness to expect. And we can read the first 20.
Read the first one, you always saw what happened to him. At least
that's true.
What happened to him, so you can always guess what he's been through.
So we can read the first 20 pages on Global Comics, another Global Comics.
Shut up.
Nice. So that's fantastic. So if you're not sure, go read that because to be honest, pick this right here. That should sell you. Look at this.
Yeah, this series has been doing really well in Global Comics. I think I'm like top 10 or top 15 most popular manga on there.
Oh my gosh, congrats, man. That is awesome.
Yeah, trust me, when I was told this, I was like this in a Discord call with some people. And then like apparently in the call was like a admin for like the site, and he was just like, "Oh, HeroDarkyDark, I remember your thing. Yeah, it's like the top 10." And I literally spat out my water.
Oh my god.
It was news to me.
That's awesome though. I love that he said something, but that's awesome. Global Comics sounds like it's connecting readers to the right, like the stuff they'd be interested in. It sounds like. So I need to.
It's a digital comics platform, so you can set it up, and anybody anywhere can check out a comic book that way. It's a really good site for building that audience from 4 to maybe 40 if you're lucky.
And I did read a couple on Global Comic or in their platform, and the UI is very intuitive, and it was just done very well. I didn't feel like I had to jump through hoops to figure out how to get to the next page or enlarge it or anything like that. So
yeah, it's a very well made website. I was surprised.
Yeah, it's fairly new, I think, right?
Yeah. It's been
newer.
It's pretty new.
Newer. All right. So relentlessly bullied here too. So like the artwork here is fantastic, and I love that you went with a manga theme, which a lot of people do, and it just adds another. I like seeing it. I started reading manga, so it's very familiar to me.
Yeah, it
But
was
the
a
black
fun.
and white here,
And I think I like because I don't know. Like I said, I've been into like anime for just about as long as I've been into like anything else in the Western world. So of course I got that bit of appreciation for like the black and white themes, and then see what you can do with it. Because it's not like it's just black and white to save money. I mean, it does save me a lot of money, but it's not like I just took the easiest route of okay, it's black and white now. It's like, oh no, we do the tricks, we do the shading, we make it so that we do the best we can with the black and white. Then there's it being black and white because we want to save a buck, which I really like.
And it's not easy either. Like if anyone thinks it's easy to do black and white, it's not.
No, it is not.
And you can tell right away. Like your artist knew what was happening. They knew what they were doing because it works really well. And I love the style that your artist has here. These are dynamic pages. I love the concept of the story itself. So what's happening in Relentless Bully 2? What challenges is our poor hero facing?
Well, it builds off of what happened in the last. I'm sorry, give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just gonna look at the art and be blown away.
Yeah, this is
You can still back this book, by the way.
Yeah.
If you're watching now.
No, yeah. That's a good point. While you're doing what you need to do here, HeroDarkyDark, I'm gonna look at the rewards. So we have digital books. You can do the digital book for
Sorry
number
about
2. Yeah.
What was I going? Oh yeah, it builds off the last issue. So in the last issue, of course, a villain attack. Then because the main hero Zeal has no friends, he had to rely on the villain. And of course, she's a villain, so she's not the best at doing heroic work. So while she did do the task, it was kind of very touch and go. She almost blew up a child, kind of thing.
Whoops!
Almost
happened.
So yeah. So after that, he kind of just goes like, "Yeah, I need to get at least someone, like some allies, before someone dies." So, of course, he tried looking for some. Doesn't have the best luck because of his personality. So, thankfully for him, there's a heroes conference where you can go and meet some other heroes. And as you can probably guess from the title, of course, things aren't peace for the whole night.
Nope. I wouldn't expect it to be. If it was, I'd say there's something wrong. Like, hold on, what happened? All right, so real quick. So as we're going through this, we do have the digital versions available, which is fantastic. I know I mention it a lot, but digital is always a great option for people who may be a little short on cash, or maybe want to save up for physical editions later and get it all at once. Or overseas for shipping. I totally understand that. Don't blame anyone at all. And it got Ketchup Bundle for $13. Fantastic. And then we have
those are the late pledges numbers, because I know Kickstarter put in a function where you can like bump it up $1 or $2 for it being a late pledge.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, I don't want to be mean, so I'll just do like, I don't know, $1 or $2 each. So there's a little bit of incentive to do it during the campaign, but it's not like I'm gonna rob you if you decide to.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. Yeah, late pledges, I get it. Because you're kind of like, all right, you were late, that's okay. So there are some perks, I'm sure, that aren't available, but that means when number 3 comes out, we have to watch for it, follow HeroDarkyDark, so you don't miss out on all the goodies. All right, so number 2, cover A. All right, so let's, for $20, which is got cover B, cover C. I love this cover. I really do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's been a lot of people's favorites.
This is going to sound really bad, but I laugh because I know he's being bullied and he's just in a really rough spot, and his face is just, I can't even care about this anymore. I'm getting punched in the face and it is what it is, It just, his expression just makes me laugh in that.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's just life. You just gotta take the punches.
Yep. Yeah.
I think, funny enough, I forgot what's the guy's name, but someone asked me a fan art of what happens after this, and it was like a fun drawing of just Gamora coming in and Zeal's all beat up and kind of just pointing at him.
I just love their like. If you told me this book was just them walking in and out of a room where he's beat up every time, I'd be like, yeah, I can see that. Like, I can see him always that's just his life, and I think that's funny. That poor guy, but I like that dynamic, and I like these designs of these characters here. I really do. They stand out, and they look creepy in a good way to me.
Yeah,
So,
it helps with partly with the theme of that villain and such, because like in every book, the villain, at least for like the first one, the villain compared to the hero kind of had like a theme. So the first one, Berserker, he was kind of like, I guess you can call him like basically a damn near nihilist to where so little matters. He doesn't care that he was about to blow people up just because he just didn't like a French guy. Like that was his whole motivation. No deep backstory. No, oh, while I was a child, this happened. It was just, yep, no, I just don't like this French guy. Time to blow people up. And so, taking that best as zeal, well, everything matters to you with an interesting dynamic. The second one, it basically gave some of it away, but it's about basically like bonds and connection, and then how much they can matter to someone. So you're gonna see how it's gonna be a little bit subtle for this one, but you're gonna see how not having connections or having no one you can even talk to can lead to some very not the best results. Yeah.
put this in the chat real quick. I like that you have a theme for the villains. I just like these designs. It's just they look so menacing.
It's very eye catching.
It is. It really, yeah. It really draws you in. I think that's what captures your interest the most.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, who are they? And I like the symbol. It's like simple but recognizable.
Oh yeah, that was a nice touch. It was part of his original design, so I kind of like it. Cause I was just thinking to myself, what can I put on there? Because I don't want to make them look a little bit too generic to where they become instantly forgettable, but you don't want something too complicated because then it's gonna be annoying to keep up with.
Yes. I think this is a very good balance.
Mm-hmm.
Very good balance. So I think you and your artist worked very well on that. All right, and now we're looking at the covers in the full glory right here because they're beautiful. So does he ever catch a break in book 2? Because I don't think he does in book 1, but does he ever get a moment of peace where he's not bullied? Will we ever see that?
I mean, maybe in like future volumes, maybe, but
maybe.
Yeah, his suffering makes the dough. So
I really like these covers. I think what makes it
about covers is that if you do it well, you can appeal to all kinds of demographics. Because I was at a con and I was selling stuff, at least for the first volume. Of course, from the 3 different versions, I got to see how each specific cover appeals to different people. Like, of course, for number 1, cover B, which had Basic Gamora be the main piece, that was the most popular among guys. But surprisingly, cover C, which was basically just Zeo, Gamora wasn't even on there, was quite popular with the girls. Which surprised me because when I made it, that was supposed to be made for like the guys who just was in it for the action. So that was surprising to me that girls were the one who brought it the most.
It's because you can see his eyes here. He has that. I'm trying to explain why that would be.
This is my life.
There's an appeal there. Maybe I can't explain it. I'm sorry.
I mean, you just want to say he looks sexy to you. I can't accept that answer too.
That could be part of it, but
trust me, the amount of streams I've been on, well, the people that said, "Oh yeah, this find Gamora hot" is numerous, so I can't accept either answer.
To be fair, though, I probably would pick a cover with her because I love characters like her. Like, she's just got that chaos energy that I just love in a character.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's fun for us because we're not in her vicinity. For Zeo, it's a nightmare.
That is true. I'm just a little the observer, but I guess I'll cheer her on for bullying Zeo. It's okay. I think it'll be fine. We'll get some prints. I think part of it is she's just so. Oh, she's. I was just gonna say she's just so happy whenever you see her, and then I had to eat my words. This is a beautiful print. Beautiful stuff. So we're gonna go over what is still left for late backers.
I say just about everything. I don't do too much fancy stuff with my tiers. Just more classic things. Book. You get a sticker. Prints. And then, of course, there's the reporting for duty tier where you can submit a design, either hero, villain, whichever, and then they'll show up in the bonus pages.
Oh, nice. So you're at 3K, so everyone gets a free poster of cover A, number 3. Very nice. Yeah. All right, so we got to get you to AK because I want to see this animated. Because I would be... Oh, we're at 5K. Okay, I just skipped over 5K. We have to get you to 5K
well, it's
first.
Not animated, so you just skipped over. We gotta get it animated.
Exactly.
Just go straight to AK. That's it, right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. No, don't worry about the Q&A. Long story short, basically the company that does the printing for the books, they just recently stopped doing trading cards. So it's one of those things. Thankfully, all the trading cards involved with the campaign was free, and they just came with it. So I was like, all right, screw it. Since they're gonna get a trading card if you get funded, I'll just bump all the tiers down one. So now we're getting the Q&A video.
Oh, nice, very good.
Because always gotta deal with them. That gives me a discount on printing, and then I'm a little bit lazy just now start looking around for another printing company that will give me the same
hard too,
deal.
like to vet for another printing company after it started. Like it's not easy. So I totally understand.
Yeah.
But
so I'm just like, yeah.
The
artwork for it, I'll probably just put it on like a bookmark or something else to send out to people as well.
Yeah, a lot of cool.
It's a good choice.
Yeah. Yes. All right. So we're at the end. Oh, this is. I can't wait for book 3. Okay. So these are the campaign. We're gonna go over the rewards that are available for late backers. We have the digital book for number 2 for 10, or you can get the catch-up bundle for 13. Which is great. How long are these, by the way? I forgot how many pages.
56. The first 56. Yeah, 56 is for the main story, and then for the bonus pages, I still haven't decided yet. It's either going to be 4 or 8.
Oh, there it is. Nice.
Which will make it in total 60 to 64.
That's
because the first book it was. Oh yeah. That's basically explain the prices. Because for the first book, it was like 52 of the main story and 8 bonus pages. So.
Very nice. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck here. That's really nice. And then if you like to read physically, like we saw, we got tons of beautiful covers. I love it. This one, I think it's just got to be my favorite. I think it just captures that relentlessly bullied look.
It is my favorite, and I'll tell you, it reminds me of John Wick, that poster for John Wick.
Oh, really? That's surprisingly, because it was actually based off of that Nobody poster.
Mr. Nobody.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. But that also reminded me of John Wick. So
everything goes back to John Wick.
Everything, yes. That's part of my AI programming, as I don't.
Gotcha. Okay,
John Wick and anime.
Next time we have to have John Wick icons to help out Jared over there.
I'll just turn the camera off and just put Keanu Reeves up. That'll be great.
We'll get you.
We'll probably do better, right?
Probably will.
We'll do a cardboard cutout.
I'll get a Shadow the Hedgehog icon. It'll be perfect.
Perfect.
Just a paper mask to put over your face.
You can do that now.
You know what?
Have one of your kids. Yeah, with how popular the cover C is, that's why I was happy when they announced that Nobody 2 was coming out. Kind of like, perfect. I get to find another poster to go off of.
Get people to get that like in the back of their mind, and that's perfect. I like when that works out. Oh, there you go. 56 pages. I can't read. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We all do it.
That's what the comic book art is for. It's all right.
That's true. And I always get tied in with the art. I really do. And that's because I'm an artist and I love looking at the art. But you guys have, this is just fantastic. All right. So cover A for 20. And you have add-ons as well. So if you want to get just, let's say cover A, you get some other extras here. You can go ahead and let's just take a look. If I pledge,
it's nothing too much. It's just either the prints, the sticker packs, or the bookmark.
I just want to see the add-ons so we can take a look. Are the add-ons like restricted to any tiers? Or are they available
No,
across the board?
it just if you only do digital, you can only there's
You
nothing
only
for you
do
digital.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so you can only get a lot of these add-ons if you buy a physical book. Okay, so you can add a version of the digital books. You can read it on the go, and you can have the physical, a sticker pack, print A, print B, extra cover A. That's perfect. So
And if you back the
you see
physical, you give them the digital as well, right?
Yeah. The digital pack just that, in case like you missed the first one and then you don't want to
Gotcha.
Right.
wait, you can just get the second one as well.
I want to just take a moment and publicly commend you for including the digital with the physical. I think more people should do that. I love it when people do that, and it gives me a chance to read it like ahead of time on my tablet or whatever. I can kick back, wait for my book to get here, keep my book pristine, take it out, whatever. I love that. So thank you very much as a reader and comic fan for doing that.
Yeah, and it makes things easier when it comes to fulfillment, so that once the series period ends, I can just send it out and I don't have to think about it. Because if I don't, then it's gonna feel awkward that the digital people get to read it first, but then the people who paid more to read it physically gonna have to wait
exactly.
That's a good
couple
point.
more weeks.
Very good point. That's very fair.
Yes, and I love too that everyone like always thinks at like the end customer, like, is this working out for them? That's how you know you guys are good creators, though. You're not thinking.
A lot of us came from there, right? Like we were customers, and we're like, what do we hate and what do we love? Right?
Yeah. Plus, it probably helps that I'm relatively lazy, so I'll hate to do extra work. I just do it right the first time. If you do it right the first time, you don't have to worry about it again.
Yes. See, laziness can be a positive attribute. Mm-hmm. It's like when you go to an interview for a job and they go, "Oh, what are some positives about you?" I'm lazy.
I'm supremely lazy. I'll go ahead and take that
I'll
job.
tell you why. I'm gonna try that at work.
You should.
See what happens.
Make a video about it.
Work smarter.
Everyone has a good sense of humor, so I hope so. If I'm wrong, I'll let you know.
A very different tone of the video, but
yeah. Oh man. All right, so we're gonna watch the trailer in just a minute here.
Yeah.
But is there anything else you'd like to let us know about this fantastic?
I just got a backer. I'm pretty sure I just got a backer.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Oh, yay!
Yes,
oh, wow.
Nice. It makes me happy. I hope I'm just gonna pretend it was because of us.
I'll give it to you.
I try really hard. I know I'm still relatively small in the grand scheme of things, but people do watch this.
Before you know, you're going to be launching campaigns. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah, people do watch this on replays, though, and I love seeing them come back to watch it. So you guys are definitely getting out there, which I hope one day I can get a bigger audience for you, because these books deserve more eyes and deserve more readers, and you all deserve more fans. I feel like a broken record because I say that every stream I do this, but I have people on that are worth following. So I'm excited to see where you guys. Oh, it makes me happy. All right, so is there anything else you'd like to tell us about Relentlessly Bullied Hero? I'm sure number 3 will be in the future. It's very clear you have
set to work on it as soon as this one ends, because the script's already ready. I might do like a quick, I won't say rewrite, but like, I don't know, brush up on it to make sure, because I like to get my scripts done much earlier, so that once I get it done, I can leave it to sit for like a week or two or like a month. So once I get back to it, it'll be a lot easier for me to see any flaws and such. Plus, as I improve as a writer over time, it can help. And with more things about the first and second book coming back to me, it'll be a lot easier to incorporate or address criticisms of what people have into the next one, so I can make it better.
Mm-hmm.
And then outside of that, when it comes to what to show you, I do want to show you guys this one comic panel, because I want you guys to let you know that this one I just sent it to you in DMs, but this one comic panel, I don't know how or why, but the amount of views and stuff I got across social media over it has literally been insane.
Uh-oh. Is that
It's
a
like
good thing?
every time I ever drop, yes, like every time I ever dropped on like social media, like Reddit and stuff, literally it starts blowing up a little bit, and it scares me.
Oh, I love this already. Hold on, I gotta save it. And then, oh, wait, hold on. Can I just view it? All right, I'm gonna hide my screen for a second so I can have my messages.
Yep.
And make sure this actually shows up the way it should with the link. All right. It does not. I'm glad it did. Okay, let me switch this. All right, let me save it to my desktop, and then I will just do it that way. As save.
So, gentlemen, how's your day been going?
Busy. Stay
Always.
busy. This is actually my reprieve, and then I'm going back.
Aw.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Take a
good.
break
It
to hang out.
makes me happy.
Oh, wow, I feel guilty.
Oh.
I was playing Marvel Rivals before this.
You were like, I was having fun playing games.
I tried it out a couple of days ago before my hell run started, and it's pretty fun. I played a lot of Overwatch before Blizzard made that game awful, and I really like playing healer. So that's kind of like my fit. I'm trying to figure out what like my rival's healer would be. So I'm kind of experimenting with those when I was playing it.
Yeah, mine is Cloak and Dagger, which is funny because every time I do, so many people just go like, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense." You're basically making the dynamics in comic form. It annoys me because every time I say a piece of media, it just what happens. When I'll say I like the Don, so I'll point out, "Oh yeah, that's basically your comic." When I was
love
playing
Don
Baldur's
Don.
Gate 3 and I said I like Will, he's like, "Yeah, his relationship with Midal is basically Zero and Gamora." And now Cloak and Dagger, it's annoying.
Nice.
Well, it's good. You get more like inspiration, and it makes you more excited about your own stuff. I love this.
Oh yeah, this
This is beautiful.
like, I don't know what, but it's this specific comic because every time I post, like, I post on Reddit, not actively, but just to get things more out there.
Mhm.
And I'm on other posts, some of them do good, they'll get like, maybe like 60 upvotes or something like that. But every time I post this one, it get thousands. And then my global comics suddenly get thousands of views within like 2 days.
That's awesome.
Nice.
It's
like-
their dynamic. It is like, well, first of all, she's awesome. I mean, who could not love her? Like, I love her design. I love her character. And it's just the dynamic between them is it's perfect. I love it. It's a really fun dynamic. Like
I just always find it funny that this one is based like the tactical nuke for me.
that's good though. Use that to your advantage. I think
of course. In a couple of
Yeah.
months, when number 3 starts to launch, I'm gonna just be posting that again.
yes, there you go. It's just good. I love it. I'm trying to figure out, like, find words to explain why I like this dynamic. I think part of it is he knows he's stuck with her for better or worse, but he has such a high tolerance for how she acts towards him. He's bothered by it, but he accepts it as normal, and it's like, I think
So
he
like a
likes
marriage.
it. I think he secretly likes it. I mean, he doesn't even look at this. He's not even fighting back. He's grumpy, but he loves her. Like, he loves this. He just won't admit it. That's my theory. So I'm just saying that's why people like this.
Yeah, cool.
It's just a good person deep down.
Real
He
deep.
can fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna watch the trailer. So I am going to fix this so I can hide this, turn that off so I can turn the audio off and we can actually listen to it. I love, if this is your first time listening to any of the trailers for Relentlessly Bullied Hero, the voice acting is just perfect. It just it makes you love the characters even more. It really does. All right, so share that, and I'm gonna mute us.
When the world is being devastated and the populace in danger, that is the time for heroes to come together the most. With the combined might of intertwining branches, The ultimate hilt can be created to swing the almighty sword of justice. If they're compatible to be woven. Jesus!
Hey, Zio. Lily's doll spilled cereal all over. Where's the broom?
Get out! I'm busy!
Oh, you're doing another recording? Let me help.
No!
So how's the recruiting going?
Horrible. There are no truly virtuous heroes to ally with. This world really went downhill since the Star Hero's death.
If you weren't such an edgy prude, you'll stop scaring the heroes away.
For a sociable person, there are allurements. On the heels of allurement, pain. Avoid the evil companion disregarding the goal. Intent on the out-of-tune way. Wander alone like a rhinoceros.
Don't quote the Bible verse at me.
That was from one of the Buddha's sutras.
Whatever. There's a heroes conference happening soon. You can find people there.
Ran by the PYH organization? No thanks.
Come on, you're friendless anyway. What can go wrong?
Literally everything!
Well, at least it'll be fun.
Okay. All right. There's no echo, right? I muted it. Okay.
Yeah, no, we're
Perfect.
good.
I love this. This is such a good callback to like the 90s anime. I love it.
The second I saw the artist on Twitter, I was just like, "Oh yeah, I gotta get a piece of." I gotta get a piece of.
Piece of that. I love how the trailer leads into, well, what could go wrong, and then it's just chaos.
Yeah,
it's pure chaos.
Yeah. Based on the theme, it can't just go back to, at least for me personally, how you can start a series. Because I think, at least how I think, there's 3 different ways you can start a series. Either one, the characters are just interesting enough to keep people to keep going along. 2, what happens during the first issue is enough to carry people along. Or 3, the setting itself is enough to carry it. Because, starting something, it's a little bit hard. Because not only do you gotta entice people to come in, you gotta entice them to want to stay around to see what else you have.
Yes.
And in the beginning, especially when you're indie, so it's not like you just make a entire 200-page book your first time around to get all the details in. You gotta make use of what you have. So
yeah,
to me, I just kind of try to use that as like the pinpoint, as kind of like a train where it's like, okay, I gotta make sure that the first thing that comes out is something that can help get people to tag along.
Yeah, I think you've honestly nailed it, I think, with getting readers and keeping them. So I think you did a fantastic job with that. And trailer really just sells it. Well,
hey, I hope I get 105 backers. That's great. So you definitely kept them.
This is
you can definitely make it.
I'm sorry?
Oh no, I'll just say no, he can definitely hit it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think you're onto something with your comic, Jared. Yeah. Like you really are.
I'm really excited to see. Thanks, but I mean, I'm just saying that he's clearly got an audience growing, because I mean that you didn't just bring people back, but you brought new people in too.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
It's such a challenge to do that. So, and
I've been
working your butt off on
stuff. Oh yeah, I've been trying to, I guess you could say, trying some new stuff on how to advertise or get more eyes on it. Because, of course, any comics group, they're great. A lot of great people and stuff. But at the same time, it's called indie comics for a reason, not indie manga. So I've been trying to find places to where, of course, good amount of indie comics people do read manga, but also been trying to find places where the people there are more, I guess I could say, manga focused as well, because I feel like that will also be a good place to start picking people from.
Yeah.
Like I said, some indie comics people are, all between the manga, others aren't. So it's kind of just like, okay, no problem. But I gotta continue to find more people than just keep on trying to appeal to people who aren't interested in a
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. I think I'm gonna have to watch what you do. Be taking notes.
Yeah, like I know there was this one lady on YouTube who she does indie comics, but she also does things in indie manga, and she also runs her own Kickstarter things. And so it just happened like a couple of months, like 1 or 2 months before my campaign went live. She
Mhm.
started offering like indie reviews for stuff people can ask her to review it. Of course, she'll give her honest opinion on it and everything. So I was just like, okay, well, she's into manga, she's into anime, so her audience is already turned towards that. So, and since she does her own Kickstarter, it means that her audience also, as well, are people who just won't watch stuff, but will also put their money into Kickstarters. So I'm like,
Right.
okay, well,
There are
why not
people. Yeah,
tap into that?
it's a fan base that you could benefit from. That's fantastic. I need to be comfortable with that. I'm so like nervous. I'm like, I will talk to people, but don't talk to me about my stuff. I don't know what to tell you. It's so awkward for me.
Just gotta
But
practice.
if you ever want to promote yours, you can come on my.
Oh, and then Jared's internet starts cutting out
On his channel on YouTube.
Oh no, the timing is just. Sorry, Jared. As soon as you started,
I had you
talking,
covered.
it cut out.
That's exactly right.
Up.
The internet, your AI system said, "Do not bring her on. We're cutting
glitched,
this
yeah.
off right now."
Yeah, it was like, look, man, your channel, no way, no viewers, don't even bother.
Don't bring her on.
Don't
But I would
do
love
that to her.
to.
She's been nice to you.
Aw, yes. I'm trying. But yeah, I would. But yes, you're correct. It is practice. But you guys honestly do a fantastic job at reaching people, and it's inspiring to watch. It really is.
Thanks.
Especially even among the different genres and like comic styles and everything. It really is inspiring to watch. And I know one of my viewers, Chucho, I think the third time I did this, he said it, like, you guys are inspiring. You legitimately are. To see you bring out your indie projects and bring them to life and succeed with them and work hard to continue their success and everything. And it is, I couldn't agree more. I enjoy watching people grow, get their stuff out there, and collect for myself. So I need to buy some more long boxes.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
As I always tell people, when they ask me stuff like this, I always do tell them, like, I'm nothing special. It's not like the day I was born, a star went through a solar eclipse that says that my birth is now blessed and such. But it's like, it just kind of just comes down to, well, what you're willing to do, how much you're willing to put yourself out there, and just having the courage and thick skin. Because people gotta say all kinds of things. So, being willing to just be out there, and then being willing to, hey, some moves to get praised for, other moves people say, hey, your stuff sucks, and you just gotta take punches and then just either reevaluate, see you can do better. Okay.
Gotta be a little bit like them. if you can do this,
It's true.
Yeah. I mean, the worst anyone could say is no. I mean, you could get jumped like the guy in the cover. But
oh God, hopefully not.
I mean, if I was going to read my comic and they start punching me, I don't know what to say to that. I'm sorry it was that offensive to you.
That's going to be the next news story. Comic creator gets punched for offering.
Got another comic over here. You can read it and let me go. I mean, you don't have to.
Comic book creating AI miraculously punched in face by fan.
Oh wow.
Alex Jones already claims that it's a false flag.
All right, so
this just come down to like bravery, because like even I think it was yesterday, there was this one random. I won't say he's a kid. He's like in high school, but he was looking for like manga authors to review or interview for a documentary for his school, and I was just like, yeah, why not? Why not? You never know.
Mm-hmm. It's like great though too. Like, you get a younger audience if they share that. And honestly, I do think it's important to get like the younger like population to get into indie stuff, because that's the next generation of readers.
I mean, there's a reason I still
So-
like Spider-Man. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
just start
definitely.
reading them when I was, 38 or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I feel old. I'm just like, wow, I was a fan for this long. I was like, oh, hold on a second. Oh man. But that's wow. When you think
Trust me,
about
I
it,
feel
in
old
that bigger
already because
scale.
one of these cousins I always saw as like a baby is graduating college soon. I'm just like,
Oh,
wait, what?
hurt.
It was just
It
yesterday he was
hurt.
graduating high school.
Oh,
Yep,
man.
time flies.
You start talking about retro gaming, and you're like, oh wow.
It's like, yeah, the PS3 is so
Tiny minute.
retro.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, I love Tetris. Oh, I'll still play it. And they're like, wait, what? I'm like, what do you mean, what? What? Don't you?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, well, thank you for sharing Relentlessly Bullied Hero 2 with us. And like we said earlier, this is still available for late pledges. Do you have a time frame when you're going to shut down late pledges, or is it going to be up for a while?
So I've thought about it for a while, and at least when it comes to, like the physical stuff, I'm gonna shut it down like after the end of December.
Okay.
Because
So there's still time to get a physical.
yeah, because from the 20th to the 22nd, I'm going to be at a con. So yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm at the con. I can direct as many people as possible towards this, see how that turns out. So once December ends, that's when at least the physical stuff will stop. When it comes to like the digital stuff, I'll probably keep that open for like a couple more months because it's not anything to keep up with. It's just me sending the link or sending the PDF to people, so I can easily just do that.
Makes sense. Perfect. So regardless, you'll be able to get the digital version for quite some time until you say no, which is perfect. All right. Well, thank you for sharing your Relentlessly Bullied Hero 2 with us. I'm very excited. I'm very happy for you. This is a wonderful, successful campaign. Very happy. Like I said, happy for you. I cannot wait for number 3. And I'm very glad that you were top 10 on Global Comics. It's fantastic.
It still surprises me till this day. Like the fact that I spat water tells you how surprised I actually was. Like, I'm not even joking about that. I literally choked and spat out my water.
I love that.
Because
I don't love that you almost choked on your water, but I'm glad that you
checked
were
my
that
gold
surprised.
comments in like weeks. So they just suddenly hear that out of nowhere. Just
it's like a reminder you should go check your analytics every now and then.
Basically.
It's like, oh yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on tonight. I know we're a little over. I appreciate you sharing your projects and your comics. And like I said, cannot wait to see where they go and seeing what else you have to offer in the future. And I'm really excited to have you back on in the future as well as your projects come back to life. I know, Daniel, this is Daniel and HeroDarkyDark. This is your second time. So
I
that
think
does make
Daniel
me
was on
happy.
the same. I think Dan was on the same podcast when I was last year as well.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Nice. Oh, I love that. Everyone's coming to it's the circle. It's the theme of the show.
Circle.
The circle.
We're like the Indie Comics Avengers. We're just starting a team.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we're gonna be very chaotic, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I love that.
I'll
All
be
right.
Jarvis.
Sure. Okay. You will be Jarvis.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you're watching this on replay, again, links are all in the description below to go check out these projects. Bookmark them if you need to. Bookmark the video. Go follow them on social media. Totally worth it. Fantastic people to learn from. All around good stuff. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream tonight. We're going to see you on the next Indie Takeover. I'll share that when I can get a date scheduled as things calm down around here. And thank you again for stopping by.
Thanks,
Happy
chat.
holidays, everybody.
Take care.
Uh-oh, won't let me end the stream.
Oh no! The show that never ends.
Where
I'm just gonna, I just get up and leave. Then I'm sorry. I was gonna do going. I'll tune in.
Oh my
I'll
goodness, he froze again.
He froze again.
That motherfucker is not.
I was like, hurry, end the stream. This would be perfect.
I know, right? I should have actually ended the stream.
Yeah.
Before it reconnected.
What the hell is
I
happening?
gotta go,
Like,
and then
Just leave your frozen face there.
what the fuck happened? Everything just fucking broke. All right, let me refresh this and see what happens.
Ah.
She just let.
We have hijacked
It's time
the
to
show.
talk about some spicy topics. We're on
Do
someone
not
else's
change
channel.
the
Oh,
channel.
okay.
We are in control of your
That's right.
airways.
All right, I'm just gonna hide you guys for a second and force it, and then if you want to chat, cool. If you have things to do, you can head out. Thanks. Bye.
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 Yeah.